Your hometown. We've got the information you need. Turn us on at home, work, and in the car. AM 1300 KGLO.
Your hometown news station, AM 1300 KGLO, as we bring in Sybil Soukup for our weekly conversation, Pet of the Week, the Humane Society of North Iowa. Welcome back.
Good morning.
What's new?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about some kittens, but before that, have you noticed what's popping up all over North Iowa?
What's popping up all over North Iowa?
I'm not giving you very much.
Mosquitoes? No, we just talked about that in the news earlier. We haven't had much mosquitoes.
I know we haven't either. In parking lots, in grocery store parking lots, fireworks tents.
Oh, yes. Well, of course they are. I'm a little slow this morning.
No, you're not. No, I didn't give you very many clues. But it is that time of year. I leave the fireworks to the professionals because I don't want to lose my digits and light my hair on fire. So, or scare my neighbors or frighten my pets. But I always like to set out a few reminders this time of year to people. There's been a lot of confusion in recent years because there was some legislative action in the state, and then there was some municipal action in different cities that set their own rules about fireworks. But basically in Mason City, I know that it's legal to purchase fireworks during a certain period, but it's only legal to set them off on July 3rd and July 4th from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on those 2 days. There might be some other days, Christmas time. I didn't bother about that because, well, who's going to remember then? But during the 4th of July,
everybody remembers New Year's Eve. Come on.
Well, yes, but we'll talk about it then.
All right.
July 3rd and July 4th are the 2 days where it's legal for you to set off fireworks, in your own property.
Right.
In your own, whatever. You can't go to public parks. Don't come down the road by the shelter. Every single year, I see the stupid cardboard containers and evidence that somebody shot fireworks off on the gravel road just down from the shelter. I mean, I've got 50 dogs in the shelter that do not like explosions and loud noises. So please be mindful of that. But that is why cities limit the fireworks, schedule, so that people with pets, but also veterans, those with PTSD, people that are noise and light sensitive, can be prepared to know when it's going to happen so they can prepare themselves. And we can talk a little bit more next week about how you can prepare your pet. But I really wanted to talk to people mostly about making sure you are following the rules about setting off fireworks legally in your community if you choose to do so. Now, again, I come from the sparkler, snakes, maybe the occasional bottle rocket kind of, time frame. And I love a good fireworks display set off by the city, the professionals. But these tents are everywhere. And so I get that people will be buying them a lot. And I did hear some last night go off in Clear Lake. It's kind of hard for police to, go around and find these things all the time. But again, please be mindful of your neighbors and respectful of your neighbors and their pets and in themselves. And in Mason City, I know, again, it's 3rd and 4th. If you're not sure, Google what your community's rules are or call City Hall. But also then next week, we can talk a little bit more about keeping your own pet safe during the fireworks.
Right.
But then also what happens when they take off running and get picked up. Maybe you're out looking at the fireworks displays for the city and your dog escapes your yard or the house or whatever and ends up as a stray. What do you do when they're picked up? So we can talk about that a little bit more.
Well, I was going to ask you the follow-up question of, obviously the fireworks happen here in Mason City on the 3rd at the high school, which is right down the road from your facility. And, being at, I go to that every year, obviously. And I know sometimes it seems like all the fireworks that are being shot off outside the stadium makes it sound like a war zone. So that's got to be quite a chore to try to keep, everything in the shelter, calm down.
It's very stressful for the dogs. We have some that are more, scared of like thunder and lightning.
Right.
So we know that they'd be scared of fireworks. So we actually moved them into an interior room back into our quarantine area where it's much quieter. They don't have windows in that room. It's a quarantine room for, a recovering pet and illnesses and stuff. So when we have reactive dogs like that, we move them into those areas. But otherwise we have music piped into all of our rooms.
Okay.
And so we will turn up the music a little bit louder on those nights. It's usually like soothing music to the dogs and the cats. Cats have a little bit, they have a little bit of extra spaces that they can kind of hide in their cubbies and their kennels to get away from it. But yeah, it is stressful, and it's very unfortunate that the fireworks are set off, a half a mile away from where our animal shelter is. But I get that the city doesn't have a lot of options, apparently, to set them off elsewhere.
You talk about the music, and I never even thought about doing that. Is that something that people can do at home as well if they know there's going to be fireworks around?
For sure. So I myself go down and watch the fireworks display in Clear Lake because that's where I live. And every time I leave, first of all, I close all my curtains. I have kitties.
Sure.
And one cat is reactive to loud noises and lights. So I close all my curtains so they don't flash in the house. And then I shut off, I leave lights on for him so he doesn't notice the lights, but I shut off a lot of the lights otherwise. And then I always leave I have playlists on Amazon or whatever. And then I have music that plays on Amazon that is soothing and calm music for cats. Yes, there are playlists that are already in existence. And then I usually leave the TV set on to like a bird scene or an ocean scene of fish that kind of distract him. Yeah. Yep. I'll leave him some treats. Sometimes I have a diffuser called Feel Away, which is kind of sounds opposite of what it's supposed to do, but it's like a Glade plug-in thing, and it emits a cat pheromone that is kind of like it's a more scientific version, but it's kind of like an aromatherapy for your cat.
Right.
That causes them it brings them a calming sense. It's like lavender oil, for humans, but more scientific based.
Sure.
But it releases a pheromone for cats that they find soothing and calming. We use this at the shelter and have actually seen that it works. And so, during times where I feel like my cat might be stressed, I plug that in and leave that for him.
Interesting. I mean, those are the things I guess I've never thought of. I mean, I know pets can obviously react to fireworks, but I never thought about trying to do things like that. You just mentioned to try to alleviate the situation as best as possible.
Yep. Set them up for having a safe night. If they are really reactive, I know some people, especially with their dogs, cats can usually get away from what they don't like. Maybe they'll go hide in the basement or whatever. But sometimes dogs are just kind of paralyzed with fear and don't know what to do. And they're really full of anxiety and fear. So now is the time, instead of next week or on July 3rd, if you have a dog like this that is reactive and really terrified and will be traumatized, there are medications for your dog that will, help soothe them and calm them down during the fireworks displays. But you need to work with your vet. There's no over-the-counter medications that I would recommend giving to your dog. So you need to work with your veterinarian on what kind of medications to give, what kind of dosage to give, and when to give them. Only work with your veterinarian on doing those kind of things. But do it now. Don't do it on July 3rd because it's too late by then. A lot of offices are going to be closed on July 3rd since July 4th is a holiday weekend, or on a Saturday, I mean. Yeah. And no vet offices in this area anyway are open on the 4th. So take care of those things, plan, make sure that your pets are safe at home. And then the last thing I'm going to say it both weeks that I'm here is, for the love of all that is human and good and animals, do not bring your dog to the fireworks display. It seems like it should be common sense, but every year I see somebody dragging their dog down to the fireworks display in Clear Lake, which is where I go. And I mean, dogs don't want to be in a mass crowd of people with explosions and loud noises and, food being dropped on the floor, on the ground, and commotion. And the very worst thing I've ever seen was I was sitting on a friend's porch right by City Beach, preparing to watch the fireworks show. And a young couple was walking by with their cute little, looked like a Bichon Maltese mix of some sort, cute little dog. And they're walking on a leash. And I'm like, oh, that little dog shouldn't be here. And all of a sudden the fireworks started going off, and that very first kaboom, and that dog went crazy and backed up and got out of its leash and went running down the road. Yeah. The boyfriend went running after it, and it was hit by a car.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez.
I didn't see that part of it, but I know that it happened. And my heart breaks for those people, because they thought they were going to this great celebration, and then instead they went home in a tragic loss. Don't put yourself or your dog into that position. Leave them at home. Leave them with people. If you think they're not going to be safe at home, leave them with people you trust, but don't put them in a situation where their lives could be in danger.
Easily could have been prevented.
Easily. Yes.
Well, let's switch topics here and talk about what we're going to talk about. Board games today?
Oh yeah, you bet. Okay, so we get a lot of litters of kittens into the shelter this year, and to keep them straight, we can't just name them, Jim and Sweet Pea and Lana and Spaghetti. Like, we have to name them. The litter is kind of a cohesive name, so we can say, oh, the 50 singers litter, or the pizza litter. Well, this is the board game litter.
Okay.
So this is a group of, I believe that there's 5. Yes. There's 5 kittens in this litter that they came in together. So we have Candyland. She's a female. Actually, I'm sorry. She's the mama. So there's mama and 4 kittens. I didn't look at the date of birth. Candyland is the mama. Beautiful black kitty. And then these are her babies. Boggle. You remember Boggle? Yeah. Shake the thing and make the words. Yeah. That's a female kitten. And these kittens were all born in May. So they're like at the end of May. So they're quite young yet. Little Tabby with some white on her face. Very cute. Oh boy, this sounds like a good one. Trouble. Is that the thing that had the dome in the middle that you popped? Okay. This is a male. He's all gray, like that dark gray, like they almost call it blue. But he looks like he could be Trouble.
That's just what I was going to ask. Is he really Trouble?
He could be. And then here's another little boy named Scrabble. And oh, geez. In this picture, he's like all head. You can't see his body because he's just a little guy. He's very cute. And then the last one is Monopoly, and also a male. And he's a tabby with some white down his front, and very handsome little guy. So the board game kitties with their mama Candyland. It's a great way to keep the litter straight, and that's how the staff, does a great job of that. But it's that time now where we're starting to see that influx. It usually happens earlier than this. So I was wondering what was going on. Well, worry no more. The kittens are coming. So we've got several group name litters, but we have a rock star litter, the pizza litter, a song litter, and now the board game litter. And some of them are in our back still because the kittens are too little to be up front.
Right.
Some of them are out in the front. So you just have to come out and see us to see who we got available. But, kittens, oh man, they're so cute. I mean, kittens are adorable. So all of our kittens are available to view on our website, even if they aren't available to interact with at the shelter yet because they're too young and don't have their vaccinations. You can look at them on our website, which is I've almost said that. Oh man.
You could say that.
I almost said the www.
You can still say that, can't you?
No.
Is that illegal?
Nerd alert. How about
thank you. You're welcome.
How about HTTPS / colon?
How many T's did you get in there?
I don't know.
Anyway.
HSNI.org. So HSNI is in Humane Society, North Iowa.org. And check out all of our kitties listed on our website. We have a special button on the side of the road that you can hit on the side of the road.
On the side of the road?
I'm all flustered now that I started saying WW.
Is that Park Place or is that Connecticut Avenue? Or
go directly to jail. Do not pass go.
Okay.
On the side of the homepage.
Yes.
That you can just click kittens and see all the kittens. I'm distracted because I heard a car on the road.
Not Marvin's Gardens.
Oh God. Oh man. Marvin's Gardens, Ventura Avenue. I'm more of a Baltic Avenue, Mediterranean.
Baltic,
yeah. The slums, and build it on up. Yeah. That's like the cheapest one.
It's the cheapest one, but it's not a slum if you know the game. you know what the history of the game.
Oh, no, I don't.
It's all about Atlantic City. Didn't you know that? I think it's all about Atlantic City.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Baltic Avenue's not
Okay.
exactly.
I'm going to have to do a deep dive after this.
Pretty sure I'm right about that. If I'm Chris, somebody's going to
Let's
prove me
bet
wrong,
money.
but no.
Let's bet Monopoly money.
Then you're definitely not going to pass go.
Did you?
Okay, Boardwalk, Atlantic City.
Okay. Yes.
Park Place, Atlantic City. Those are the two expensive ones on the board.
I mean, it makes sense.
Boardwalk.
It does make sense. What about the Reading Railroad and the?
Well, those are railroads.
Okay. I'm believing
the
you,
water,
Bob.
the water utility. Obviously, they have to have running water and
This
electricity.
sounds a luxury tax. That sounds
Luxury
legit
tax
too.
sounds like Atlantic City too, doesn't it?
It just sure
Anyway,
does.
we are way off topic. Anyway, if someone wants Monopoly or Boggle or
Scrabble,
Trouble or Scrabble,
if you want trouble, come to the Humane Society
or Candyland. So anyway,
we're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday from 10 till 2. We are going to be closed next Friday, July 3rd, and the 4th, July 4th on Saturday for the holiday. But of course, we have staff there every single day that takes care of the animals. And then we will have an additional customer service staff there. The doors won't be open, but we will have a customer service staff there that will be catching up on things, handling animal intakes. And if any animals come in as strays, she will be there to facilitate reclaims. But remember, to reclaim a stray animal from the city of Mason City Stray Shelter, it needs to be current on rabies vaccine, have a microchip, and have a city license, although we could sell you that at the shelter. But those other two things we can't do at the shelter. So get them done. But anyway, we have more to talk about next week about the 4th of July and safety. But until then, come out and play some games at the shelter with our kittens.
sounds good to me.
All right.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Sybil Soukup with the Pet of the Week. Humane Society at Earth Isle here on your hometown news station, AM 1300 KGLO. And